Great Thursday, people. Great Thursday, world. Great Thursday it is. We're here. Another day in the books. What else can we ask for? What more could we ask for? Another day lived. And the possibility of another one to be made even greater, or to do the best one can in it. Y'all see the title. Getting a little better at this. Cultivate constructive habits. That's really where it's at. Creating constructive habits that are in alignment with our goals in life. That's what religion kind of is. Religion is somebody else's ideas of how things should go and the things that we might have to do in order to create the desired outcomes, right? So that's what religion really is. Religion is someone else's haves and shoulds and muds and musts and needs in order to have your desired wants. And oftentimes, depending on the times, the age, the era that it might be studied in, depending on the mindset of the individual, a lot of the good ideas that certain religious traditions may provide get misconstrued or ignored because it simply doesn't fancy the opinion and perspective of the individuals seeking to practice it or understand it, or that the idea, the habit itself has reached its pinnacle and is now in need of further evolution so that it can better adapt to the times in which it is being applied. Right? There were times in books where certain meats were allowed while others were prohibited, right? Yet we reach this time in our age, in our era, 2022, where, this planet is, in a speedy destruction based on the habits that the masses are today entertaining, the negative habits. Why? Because just as religion seeks to constrict us through suggesting, promoting, or forcing certain moral and ethical practices, so it is with religious liberation. It also liberates us from certain moral and ethical practices which should be universal and we should not stray away from. And so it leads us into actions that speed up not just the destruction of our body, our minds, and our soul, but also the planet. I wouldn't consider myself a Christian in the modern way of seeing it, right? I would more consider myself a Christian in how I think a Christian is, which is a seeker of knowledge. That's how I see it. I see Christianity, a Christian, as someone who just simply consistently seeks knowledge, consistently pursues enlightenment, greater achievement of wisdom and awareness and inner peace. And a Muslim as somebody that wholeheartedly worships the Most High, right? I don't believe in praying 5 times a day, as Muslims do, right? Those that read the Quran. But hey, I do believe in thanking the Most High every day. You know what I'm saying? Alhamdulillah, mashallah, yo, all glory be to the Most High. You get what I'm saying? That's me. You know, I'm not doing yoga all day. I love to meditate, I'll tell you that much. I will spend, I don't know if I'm doing an hour yet per day, but I'll throw in 5, 10, 20, 30-minute meditations here and there multiple times a day. 3, 4, 5 times a day. And I'll suggest certain practices to certain individuals, but to each their own. Each and every one of us is gonna have a different way. Obviously, there are certain things that have been proven effective throughout not months or weeks, but throughout millennia, for thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? Being mindful of our body, of how our body looks, of the things that we consume and put into our body. You know what I'm saying? Of the things that we put into our mind, the thoughts that we allow to germinate in our minds. You get what I'm saying? The amount of gratitude that we display towards others, towards the world, and to ourselves. The how consistent we are with keeping promises to ourselves and keeping our commitment, and therefore reinforcing our self-confidence and feeding our spirit and building on our faith. You get what I'm saying? So that when we have those visions in our minds, and we have those desires of the heart, you know what I'm saying, and we have those cravings and wants of the body, we are more believing. We actually feel confident enough to go about and not only feel the gratitude for having already achieved the things that we want, but also the confidence and the courage to go physically live in the accomplishment of the process that it took us to achieve those things that we now wish for and want and desire and hunger for and crave. You get what I'm saying? By setting those goals, through proper habits, through cultivating discipline of the body, mind, and soul, of the emotions, and of our visions, and how we spend our time, attention, and energy in life. The things that we give time, energy, and attention to, because that's what manifests most in our life, right? So that's why I always speak on the body, the mind, and the soul. Because if we're eating the right things and we're doing the right things with our body, if we're thinking the right thoughts, we're speaking the right words, and reading and writing the right things, feeding our mind, right? And we're saying the right things, and we're feeling the right emotions and feelings, and we're taking the proper actions, we're going to be feeding our souls. And by doing these first 3 things, we'll gain the emotional awareness to also have confidence in ourselves and go towards the lifestyle that we want to create. And it all starts with cultivating constructive habits. I don't think I gotta repeat myself anymore. And by doing these things, by creating constructive habits in our life, and consistently applying these habits in a disciplined fashion, with a great attitude, you know what I'm saying? The quality of our work will be a reflection of our attitude and the grace that we feel in the process of doing these things that we are so fortunate to do. Be it talking, training somebody, painting, doing a painting for somebody's property, somebody's home, you get what I'm saying? Someone's business. Break dancing, dancing, playing some instruments, whatever it is, creating beats, you know what I'm saying? The greater grace and the greater our attitude, the better our attitude in the process of doing these things, whether it is for us and or others. And having this kind of mindset, you know, even when things are not going our way, you know what I'm saying? We always keep in mind that idealist, optimistic, you know what I'm saying? Always believing, always faithful mindset that, you know, things will get better. When you put the seed in the soil and you water it, it ain't gonna just be in darkness forever. It's eventually going to start germinating, and you know what I'm saying? It's gonna leave this comfortable, dark, wet place. If we are entertaining the proper habits, the proper thought processes, the emotions, the feelings that need to be entertained, if we are reading the books, we are taking the notes, we are taking our imaginations, our dreams, our wishes, our goals, our desires out of our mind, out of the realm of imagination and fantasy into the world of reality, and, you know, putting things to paper. That's the only, there's processes, you know what I'm saying? There's systems in life, and a lot of them are unspoken, and some people figure it out. Some live a whole life and never figure it out. They never figure out that gratitude is what has, you know, gratitude or lack thereof is what has been determining their attitude their entire life and their entire view and reception of life. You know, when things were down, they always thought it was going to be down because their mindset wasn't right. And some things got better and they forgot that things could get worse. They forgot about Murphy's Law, that if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. And so they got too optimistic when they should have been like, yo, you know what I'm saying? If things can't go wrong, they will go wrong. And so they never prepared. They never had, you know, not a plan B, but they simply never prepared. They never worked in such a way that regardless of what happened, they would continue going. And so when things got tough, they gave up. That's why it is important, when things are bad, always remember that if you're alive, they can still get good. They can get better. You just got to remain consistent. You got to keep watering that seed until it becomes strong enough to bear the wind and to not need you watering it all the time and taking care of it and removing the weeds. And then at the same time, continue planting seeds. Continue growing more, because you never know when, you know, lightning may come and strike in that one place that you never expected, and you no longer have the fruit bearing tree that you wanted so badly. But at least that wasn't your only. Work the job, but also work on your work. Work on your goals, work on your purpose, work on what is uniquely true to you that you can provide value to others through. You may be a mechanic, but you like telling jokes. You get what I'm saying? You may be a construction worker, but you love martial arts, you love fighting, you love training. You might drive trucks, but you might love to play instruments. You might know how to create beats on a computer. You might be a DJ. One is your job, the other one is something that you love, that you can actually, if you gave yourself the opportunity to develop to such a level of excellence that others will pay to listen to you, to watch you, to learn from you, to grow from you. This is how crazy life is. We weren't born to slave for anybody. We were born to be of service. That is one of the only ways that in this life, we can feel as though and know that, our life had meaning, purpose, and value. And go into the great beyond, with no anxiety or ill thoughts or regrets, because we actually came in here and we poured as much out of our cup into as many people as possible, and we weren't stingy with the water that we were entrusted to give others to drink of. Life is what we make it. If we choose to make nothing of it, then when we die, you know what I'm saying? If we end up in hell, purgatory, or limbo, that's on us. Because we were too feared to act, too fear-filled to act with faith and confidence in the dreams, the visions, and all the imaginings that we were entrusted with when we came out of our mother's womb. Life is what we make it. Through our daily habits, through our daily thoughts, through the feelings that we entertain, through what we wish upon others, to what we wish towards others, from what we expect of ourselves and what we expect out of life based on the actions that we put into motions, be them materially or energetically, you know what I'm saying? Through our visualizations, our thoughts, or the emotions that we allow ourselves to feel physically, and the actions that we also take on a daily basis to ensure that those things become a reality. Life ain't like a microwave, man. You gotta mix the ingredients up from scratch. You gotta be patient. You can't rush the rice. You can't rush the rice, family. You gotta let that baby, you know what I'm saying, cook on low heat, not on high. No, on low heat. You gotta let that baby cook on low heat until it's done, till it is well cooked, nice and soft to the core. Because if you rush it, if you try to skip processes, then you're gonna end up with something that you're not really gonna enjoy, and nobody else is gonna wanna, take a bite out of. And so it is with whatever it is that you want in life. What we all want in life is going to take time. That's why patience is key. Patience is a virtue. Patience is you faithfully, you know what I'm saying, waiting, but at the same time, you're still active. You already know you've done all that you could do as it relates to whatever it is that, that is that you want to get, right? So go do something else. You're not going to sleep all day. You're not going to play all day neither. You're not going to just sit there and meditate and pray and ask, but give no thanks. Can't just spend all day reading neither. You got to go out and put some things, some whatever philosophical, insight you have gained from whatever it is that you've been reading, listening to, or watching into action. This is the do, body, mind, and soul. Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Hopes, loves, and faith. What we want, what we desire, what we need, what we deserve, It's all going to be based on what we choose to do with our time. If we simply do what we want and what we feel like doing, over doing what we have to do, what we should do, what we must do, what we need to do, it's all going to depend on each and every one of us. What becomes of our life is our individual choosing. Nobody's to blame. Nobody is to be held accountable outside of us. Everything is within us. Our future is not ahead of us. It is inside of us. We don't have to look for it outside of us to find it. Just go within and ask the questions. Who am I? What have I been born to do? Why do I want the things that I want? Where do I want to be? Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? What do I want my legacy, my memory to be? How am I going to accomplish these things? What books do I need to read? What people do I need to listen to? What places do I need to go? What things do I need to do? Who do I need to be? I don't know, man. I'm in the same process as each and every one of us in here. Right? In this realm of realities, I'm just a dreamer dreaming this dream called life. Doing what I can every day, at every moment of time and in every point of space. Fucking up here and there. Picking up the pieces. Crazy gluing them together. And getting back on my horse. And seeing if I could reach the end in a way that I designed, not in a way that just happened because I didn't make choices that truly, I understood were going to have great outcomes for me in the future. I started swimming. I told my coach, I'm done fighting. But I'm glad that I told him that I wanted to fight initially, because that's what pushed me to understand I need to get cardio done. How do I get this done? Oh, can't be riding is not enough. I don't feel like it's enough. Swimming. Okay, I can't run. There's no row machine. Let's swim. Boom, found the pool. Now that's a new habit for me. Now I got even more visions because of swimming. I'm considering doing a triathlon at 35 or 40. I want to get my swimming in check. You gotta swim a lot when you do those things. I didn't know. Miles, bro. Miles. I'm swimming like 300 meters a day. These guys do miles, and women, because there's women and men in these things. Miles of swimming. But I think it's like 500 meters or no, I'm lying. I think it's like a mile and a half. Swimming in open waters. When I went into the Marine Corps, I drowned for 4 minutes. When they told me to tread waters, I asked, what is that? They said, oh, you gotta float. I was like, float? How do you float and what? I never float, I just sink. Like, you get what I'm saying? I drowned for 4 minutes. Because I saw that anybody that got in there and failed the 4 minutes, they had to do it again, and I refused to do it again. So I drowned for 4 minutes. I was just like, I'd come up for like one breath of air, and then I took maybe 3 or 4, and then spent the other time underwater, trying not to die. That's how much I used to like water. I swam 3 times in 5 years while in the Marine Corps. I was supposed to swim every year, but I liked water so much that I always found an excuse to not go swimming. Oh, I gotta go get my teeth done. Oh, I got an appointment with, I gotta go get my weapon. I always came up with some weird excuse, or found how to be doing a class or on duty or something the day that everybody had to go swim call. And now I'm swimming every day. Been swimming almost every day for the past month. Never thought I'd have this habit. Now I'm having visions of having a pool at every business that I create. A pool and a gym at every business I build. It will have a pool and a gym. It will have a 25-meter pool. You get what I'm saying? By like 15 feet wide. Enough for mad people to be working out. No excuses to be fat, out of shape, unhealthy. Like I said, if we don't start doing things with this, if we don't have a vision for how we want this to look and what we want to have, those things become impossible. Now figure out what it is that drives you. Is it what drives you, your needs? Or is it your wants? You know, what is it that is going to pull you? Your needs or your wants? Going towards your needs, you'll always also get what you want. Because if you satisfy a need, then once that need is met, you can now focus on surviving. On thriving. You know what I'm saying? Your needs are based on survival. But your wants, you can only get what you want when you are already thriving. That's when you can focus on other things. First survival, then comfort. If you was born broke, stupid, and possibly even sick, you better focus on making your body healthy, your mind wise and strong, and your financial bank account and your emotional bank account the richest that your family genetics has ever known. Since it was ever there, if it was ever there. It's up to you. Nobody's gonna come and do this work for you. You know, it's up to each and every one of us. So, you know, other than that, I hope this video is of value to whomever, you know, is fortunate to listen to it, to invest the time into, you know, getting some gems out of this at whatever moment of time and point of space you end up listening to this video. And it's been nothing but love, man. Y'all take care. You have confidence and faith in yourself, and understand that, you know, so long as you're willing to change for the better, things will get better. You don't need to question it. Just be patient and do the works that need to get done. If you're not physically where you want to be, then make sure that daily you are working on creating that the physique of the vessel that you would want to have, because it is possible. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're lacking in arms or legs, I seen it. More ripped than me. All right? Anything is possible. So in the process of figuring out what your work is, make sure that your body is in top notch, that you know how to defend yourself as much as possible, given whatever you've been given, whether you're lacking, maybe disabled, or you're a fully competent, capable, and physically able individual. Make sure that your body is always on point. That you're keeping up with yourself. You're always looking clean cut and everything, unless you choose to consciously go months or years without cleaning your face. Make sure your body is always on point. That your mouth is always on point. That your body is always clean like your mouth, even if you look like a bag of ass up here. That you're always consuming the right information, visually, auditorially, and reading it too. And that you're expressing the proper emotions based on the individual that you want to become and the life that you want to manifest for yourself. Do the actions that are needed of you. Do what you can with what you got wherever you are. And yo, if you keep watering that seed, you keep putting the nutrients that it needs, however long it takes that tree to grow, I'll tell you what, it will grow. It will grow. And it will grow healthy, sturdy, strong. And the fruits that it will bear, whatever fruits you plant, will be bared in abundance. It's not me saying this, is nature. All right? Just look at nature. Just look at nature. Don't believe me, look at nature. Study nature. She doesn't lie. She was here long before us. Look at the suns and stars. The order is there. You are it. You are the sun. You are the star. You are the moon. You are this earth. You are everything. Everything is in you, just as you are in everything. From dust to dust, and you are nothing but energy. Energy made material. Come here to experience this world of realities as who you are today. Designed to have the impact that you were meant to have based on the unique differences and qualities and uniqueness that make you authentic and true to the truth that you have been born to bring forth, the value that you were born to provide. Other than that, you have a great one.